Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing. If you haven't had every CO at every prison smash that subscribe button, go ahead and have them smash you right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to all the patrons. I love you. You're the heartbeat of this channel. I'm going to be dropping something never before seen today, man, on that Patreon. So make sure you hit that link in the description below. You definitely don't want to miss out. This episode right here, man, fucking going to bring it back, right? I could shine so much light on the negativity. It's not really going to accomplish anything besides identifying the problem. Now that we clearly have identified the problem, how do you, as a correctional officer in 2024, specifically working for the California Department of Corrections, survive not only your career, lengthy career, but your life, your safety, from the opinion, perspective, and experience of a former lieutenant? You can only control what's in your immediate area, right? And what immediate area, I mean within your arm's reach, okay? Your priority, number one, and focus should be your safety, period. Yeah, they're going to want you to do documents. They're going to want you to write reports. They're going to want you to do audits. They're going to want you to answer questions. Why didn't this inmate come out for education? Why didn't he come out for medical? None of that is relevant, okay? You can only control what is in your realm, your safety. You got body-worn cameras now. Good. You know what? I was talking to somebody yesterday, somebody who has left the department as well. And he said something. He's like, Hector, I always perform my duties like I was on camera 24/7. And it reminded me, you're right. You're absolutely right, 100%. Even before we got the cameras, and I was a lieutenant, I didn't have to have the body-worn cameras. I always conducted myself like I was on camera 24/7. Why? Because you are regardless. Back then, the inmates used to record you through their cell. Now you're clearly being recorded on AVSS and body-worn camera. So if you conduct like yourself like you're on camera 24/7, you're going to be all right, period. In accordance with the policy, procedure, and the law, and the penal code, period. So now that we got the backstory, now you know, okay, damn, fuck, safety is really, truly my own importance. Yeah, for sure. Let's say you're working in a building. How's Unit 14, 15, Donovan, Charlie Yard, EOP, Level 4? From what I hear, they're flipping it. They're switching it. Level 3, Level 2. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what prison you're at, what yard you're at, what building you're at. It's all the same, okay? You're in a dangerous environment, more so now than ever before. And not the good type of danger either. This is where you got to turn on your antennas. You got to put out your feelers. You got to ask fucking questions. You got to fish, right, for information. You got to keep your ear out. You got to do your research. Read Psalms, ERMs. Say you got to do yard recall. All right, the inmates are supposed to lock it up after yard recall. I know, do they? Well, they like to run around, do this and that. Does that matter? In reality, no, that doesn't matter. In 2024, it doesn't matter. Back in the day, it used to make a difference, right? As long as the inmates are within their cell for count time, even then, are you going to really lose your job over that? I mean, can you explain? Can you explain like, hey, man, these inmates were out of their cell. Sergeant, call up your sergeant. Right? Gone are the days where they used to say, hey, handle your business. Run your building. Right? Why? Because you're going to get burned. You know they're going to burn you. I experienced this. The change. You still have a job to do, right? But at what extent are you going to jeopardize your fucking career and your safety for that fucking job? Just tell the inmates. You don't even have to argue, right? Don't ever argue with an inmate. I used to watch videos of inmates on staff arguing back and forth. I'm like, why the fuck are they arguing, right? Why are they arguing? You don't have to argue. You tell an inmate what you do. He doesn't do it. You proceed to take the next steps. Well, Hector, what's the next steps? Whatever fucking expectation they have given you now, and you better have documented it. Those are the next steps, period, right? You're not going to act out of policy. Hey, man, you guys are gonna talk to him like this. Hey, you're gonna take it back to the cell for fucking count time. Period. That's it. I don't give a fuck. Right. Well, you can't say I don't give a fuck on the camera. Right. Just calm, cool, collective. Hey, remember, everything's all business. It ain't personal. Take it back to your cell. My alarm. My alarm. I'm supposed to wake up right now. 3:45. Hit the fucking. My feet hit the floor. Got another one at 3:46 just in case I fuck up. So I done been awake. Don't trip. So it's like you're never gonna argue with an inmate. You're always gonna act like you're on camera. You're gonna follow policy, procedure, and the law, and whatever expectation that they give you, the higher ups, you're gonna document that. Why? Because usually those expectations violate the policy and the procedure. So they can accommodate what they want done to look good for their boss. You guys gotta understand, before you get assaulted, there's ways to know. They telegraph it. There's ways to know that something's going to happen. Let me give you a prime example. Alpha Yard, RJD, level 3, GP. At the time, that's when they started the non-designated program. They had already, I believe, flipped level minimum yard, which I was there for that, mixing the S and Ys and the GP. They were now doing it on Alpha Yard, level 3, okay? There were Southsiders on that yard. Everybody and anybody that knows the Southsiders' policies and politics, and again, why it's important to know your job and know the people you're working around and their rules. We fucking knew that they were not going to have it. We knew they were not going to have it, okay? So when they started stabbing and slashing these S and Ys, it's like, okay, cool, right? But they were not going to the hole. They were not going to ADSEG. That's where the problem starts. Well, the problem starts when they mixed them. But then you got to start paying attention, right? I was already a lieutenant on Delta Yard, knowing my environment. These Southerners are hitting these S and Ys daily. Boom, boom. We're finding bodies fucking laid out with stab wounds and slash wounds. Code 1, medical emergency. We have a Code 1 inmate fucking multiple puncture wounds. Motherfucker, damn it. Billy, don't die on us. Come back to life, Billy. All right, you got to make it look good for the camera. And then it's common sense. Fuck, these dudes are hitting these inmates with knives, and they're not going to the hole. They're not getting what they want. They were doing that so they can get removed from that yard, right? Because that yard would now be deemed no good by their own people, Southerners, Sureños. I was like, oh, they're just going to turn on us. They're easily going to turn on us, right? And that is before they turned on green. You can see that. They telegraphed it. That was fucking like, well, that goes without saying. That's going to happen. I had a little meeting on the yard, Delta Yard. I said, hey, check this out. I know we're Delta Yard, okay? You got A Yard across. We're the sister facility. We will be responding. Check this out. They're going to start hitting cops. They're going to start hitting cops. You got all these new guys, new girls looking at me like, oh, fuck, what the fuck is this guy talking about, right? Sure enough, man, there was a fucking Sunday, all day of staff assault. Oh, my God. What a busy day. And this cops tell me later, how did you know, Lieutenant? Damn, you called it. Yeah, I fucking called it. You can see that coming a mile away, right? You go to my Patreon, you can see an inmate being escorted into a housing unit. That inmate's demeanor and body language out the gate is all bad. You could read it. Watch all these videos that I post. You can tell the other inmates in the immediate area, inmates, on the day room, porters, they fucking see what's about to happen before it happens. They start they start getting out of the way, right? If you're a CO and you don't know your environment, you don't fucking have your homework done, feel the presence of other people, watch people's body language. Let me see. Hands in the pockets, all bad. Looking down, looking away, flexing, motherfucking like tensing, all bad, right? You're putting a S and Y inmate. You're walking him into a GP building. What do you think he's going to do, man? He's going to fucking go off on you. Period. Do I got to tell you that? Do I got to tell you that if you're escorting inmates to locations that they do not want to be escorted to because their life is now in danger, you're going to be target number one? Of course. Why wouldn't you? If I was an inmate, I would. I'm gonna fucking take off on you instead of getting stabbed by all these dudes over here. Easily. You're not even gonna beat the fuck out of me. Nope. You got a body worn camera. You got an AW plumber that doesn't know how his policy and procedure. He's gonna critique the shit out of you, put you under investigation. Oh, I'm taking flight all day long on you. 3-piece, CO. Bah, bah. But in this case, the inmate took out a shank, fucking stabbed the officer in the neck. Luckily, he had the fucking common decency to put his chin down, and it hit his fucking chin. But you can expect that. So how do you mentally and physically prepare to deal with that situation? Well, you easily start saying things like, hey, man, let me see your hands, right? Creating distance. It's not because you're scared. Hey, dude, what do you have in your hands, man? As you're like kind of backing up, kind of like, hey, motherfucker. Hey, dude, you good or what? You can see one of the officers' demeanor. I'm not even hating on the officer. This is a good example. This is why I like BWC and AVSS training tools. The officer wouldn't even make fucking eye contact with the inmate. All right. That in itself, eye contact, man. Eye contact is huge. Anybody who's anybody, man, even chicks hate dudes that won't even look at them in their fucking eyes on a date. Period. It's a fucking form of weakness. You have to fucking control that situation. You have to dominate that situation. You let the inmate do what he's going to do. He's going to pull out a knife and stab you in the fucking neck all day long, 20 times over, 100 times over, 1,000 times over. Doesn't matter how many times you rewrite that script. It's going to end the same way. So you prepare, right? You create distance. You take a fucking fighting stance or bladed stance, as they call it, or position of interview, as we used to call it. He had other backup there too, COs, and they knew what time it was. They fucking jumped in immediately. You know, you can feel when something's going to go south before it goes south, or you should know. And if you don't know, get with the program. Why wait till something bad happens for you to fucking become non-complacent? You should never be complacent, right? Understand where the fuck you work at. It's a prison. It's a violent department. There's that. Documentation, right? So after you feel that you're going to get attacked, and then you get attacked, but you were ready for it, so you utilize physical force, chemical agents, baton. Also, don't fucking rely on pepper spray. Do not rely on pepper spray. Pepper spray is damn near ineffective, okay? You got your hands. You got non-conventional use of force. You got physical force. You got punches, right? I ain't never really seen a kick thrown. But, motherfucker, you want to get stabbed in the throat? You want to get stabbed in the fucking throat? I don't want to get stabbed in the fucking throat. And then you dominate that. You dominate. I already told you. In order to beat a violent encounter, you have to be more violent. Period. I'll say that a million times over. In order for you to beat a violent encounter, you have to be more violent and shut that person down. Shut them down as fast and as hard as you can. Fast and hard. There's no point if there's a violent person here and you're meeting them here and you guys are just violent, tug of war, everybody's getting fucked up for no reason. Well, and they're just dragging out a situation, right? Dude brings it here, bring it here, shut it down. Put the motherfucker in cuffs, do your closed body search, get on the radio, escort them, decontamination, holding cell logs, everything goes like clockwork, right? But you have to survive that fucking encounter. Keep your fucking hands out of your pocket. Keep your fucking hands out of your vest. Keep your head on a swivel. Always look through your peripherals. If you see a fucking inmate walking up behind your partner, have the common decency to tell your partner, hey, behind you, right? Turns around. Oh, thank you. Good looking out. Motherfucker, you just prevented me from getting stabbed in the neck. If you're in a gun post, especially Charlie Donovan, I don't know what the fuck. People at Donovan and control booth come under the impression they'll never have to pick up that weapon, 40 millimeter or whatnot. That is your responsibility. As a gunner, you are fucking responsible for the people on the ground, okay? That's your job. No wonder these inmates are so ballsy. I would be too. I'm not even, at this point, I'm not knocking the inmates at all, right? The inmates are just being inmates, man. They're beating the fuck out of you guys, laughing, slapping you guys, stabbing each other, killing each other. Oh my goodness, man. More tablets, more barbecue, more whatever the fuck. Give it to us all, man. We'll take it. We'll take it. You show up to your post, you do your inventory, you count your rounds, you ensure you have a whatever type of round you want in that 40 millimeter. I would just say exact impact, the foam one. You go to your control booth, you set up your rounds on the fucking on each section, A section, B section, C section. You crack your windows, right? Leave your fucking windows open. I don't give a fuck if you're cold, if it's loud outside. You're there for them on the floor, right? So when it kicks off, prime example. I don't know how those control booth works over there in those 180s, but I can only assume it's the same fucking shit. If you know you're about to have an SNY inmate walk into a GP building, you should probably have that 40 millimeter already. Already. I mean, you could point it out the window. It's a 40. You're not pointing it at an inmate. Don't point it at an inmate. Just be ready. Be ready. So all you have to do is put your front bead sight on fucking zone 1 and boom, tag him. Bah. Is it going to stop it? No, I'm not going to stop it, but you just reload, right? You don't want to look like a bitch. Hey, why didn't the gunner shoot? Oh, I don't know. Fucking new. He's new. Oh, fuck. Where was the gunner? Oh, he was in the bathroom. Oh, he was in the bathroom when they walked an SNY yard into a GP building. That was fucking great of him. Good job, asshole. Good job, buddy fucker. Blue Falcon. Go to hell, motherfucker. You ain't got to love your partners. You ain't got to be fucking best friends with your partners. I told you guys the other day, man. This is a fucking, they're your coworkers. They're not your friends. But I'll be fucking damned if you don't fucking protect them. I'll be fucking damned. Stop taking shortcuts. Get serious. Realize where the fuck you're at. Realize that this is the worst the department has ever been, and it's only getting worse. If you want to survive your life and survive your career, take notes. With that, this episode was sponsored by the following patrons. Semper Fidelis, we do as they tell us. Rockstar, Frank, Mark, Darlene from Santa Ana, Blood on My Knife or S on My D, VSP Yeti, Sabatino, Adalberto, Ken 84, Any Reason I Can't Hold You, Fontaine, Dixon, McCrary, Nasty Nick, The Corcoran, Atrocious, Mloke 87, Kevin, Program Time, Steve, Hey I'm Just Medical, Brianna, Carnalito, Treatment Not Time, No Shirt, No Shoes, No Day Room, Enforced Fit, Fishing is Life, Don't Take My Blue Card, Sergeant, Gigi, Vinny me la pela, Santa Barbara County. Partner, get my 6 and pop my back in. Don Chicharo, shut the F up and make it wink. A la verga 760, Scorpio Rising, Miss Rod, Geo, G-Ride, Vote News come out, The Prison Psychologist, Fuerte 84, Zeus, Michigan Wolverines. I have an 8-hour chrono, put me out 6 self. Jack, me off, AWOL like Monte, One Bad Yard Pedal, Cherokee Cat, Loco Moco, The Big Bad Wolf, Raider 62, L. Eli, Time to Switch Agencies, Gerardo, Steven, Rigo Westy, Pelon, Eric, Not on My Watch, Who's Doing the Pipe, Denise, The Real McCoy, Jay, A Pogue in a Six Pack, Keith, Devil Dog, Ricardo, Maladjusted, Bankroll Suave, Carmine the Pitbull, American Mestizo, Lori, 559CO, Ruben, CJ Zavalza, EOP Whisper, F Your 602, Las Vegas Slice Live, Gavino, Puro Pinchi Nalgotas, 40-ounce bounce. It's my favorite right now. It's my favorite. Once in a while, I get a good favorite. Puro Pinchi Nalgonas, Puro Pinchi Nalgotas, 40-ounce bounce. 3 of these nuts, Lockdown 5, Cristobal La Reina, Mandatory Yard, get the fuck out. Oh, shit. They're neck and neck right now, man. Both those individuals are going neck and neck, going backwards. Winston, Tony, the Mexican Snowman, El Skid, the OG Hobie Cat, Lead with Love, Albert 12, hurry up. You got to hoop it Wes Watson style, brother. Holy shit. 3 for 3. 3 for 3. J.I. Esquiel, Big Bad 48, Nova, Linda, the retired CO, Mikey 559, Chevelle 66, Crispy Nuts, and Bad Karma, and the homie Rags. Again, if you haven't already signed up for that Patreon, make sure you hit that link. You're definitely missing out. I love you. Keep pushing forward.